Hello, everybody. Today we are talking about October planets and the last month of Jupiter in Scorpio. Venus is in a very good mood. It is in Libra most of the month. And one more complicated aspect that Saturn and Mars are mutually aspecting each other. But overall, I feel this is a very good month and lots to look forward to. Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking about October planets. I'm a bit late in posting this because I have been completing my book on the Vargas and finally sent off my last chapter yesterday. So you should soon see it. Maybe it takes a few months still, but it is all done and ready, and just a little bit editing to be done now. So that is why it's a little bit late, this October news, but all for good reasons. And so this month we have lots to look forward to. But just to tell you how I am working with this channel is that every month I give you the monthly news. And don't forget, at the end, I talk about all the signs. So how it affects you, your sun sign, your moon sign, your lagna, ascendant, either point of view, you can see these transits for. Traditionally in Vedic astrology, we study everything from the moon sign. But I have found that studying from your ascendant is equally important. So don't forget to press the bell notification and to subscribe, because lots of stuff coming all the time from me. I tend to post at least 2 videos a week. And if the planets give me a respite, then I do teaching as well. So there are tutorial videos and transit videos. And transits are very important to watch because they are all the time doing things. So therefore, they have the opportunity to give us many blessings, but they also can create difficulty for us. So if we are on top of it, we are in a much better situation. So this month in October, the key thing is this, that this is the last month for Jupiter to be in Scorpio. It ends on 31st. It is going to go into Gandanta as it moves into Sagittarius. Then we have Sun is going to be debilitated. And this is annually, once a year, Sun gets debilitated. Good news is that Venus is in its own sign and strong, and therefore giving us a good energy. And Mars, Saturn are in 410 to each other. So they are mutually aspecting and creating stress in Virgo as well as for Sagittarius. So let us look at all the aspects for October 2019. So the first most important thing is that now Saturn Ketu that we have been watching for so long, they are splitting apart. So they already started last month, and this month, throughout the month, they will go slowly apart and things will get easier. This is the last month of Jupiter being in Scorpio. And the big advantage of Jupiter in Scorpio is that it is not having any conjunction with planets, fast-moving planets, yes, but Jupiter's on its own in Scorpio. And then it is going to be go into Sagittarius, where Saturn and Ketu are there. So Jupiter has this sort of free range just now. And usually as a planet leaves the sign, it has certain gifts to give. And especially Jupiter will give all of us something. Where signs that are affected by Jupiter in Scorpio positively are Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So if you're those signs, then definitely expect some gift, some positive energy for you. But even for others, this is a good time. And I will tell at the end of the class about each sign, so you can listen to that of how they get affected. Second aspect of October is Venus in Libra. Venus, whenever it comes into Libra, this is a blessing for everybody. And Venus will be creating a Malavya Mahapurusha Yoga for a number of signs, and Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and Aries. So those people will enjoy the blessing of Venus a lot. But in Libra, Gemini also gets Venus in the fifth house, and Aquarius gets Venus in the ninth house. But overall, you will see that this transit is going to be a favorable, positive one. And generally, what I notice is during Venus in Libra is that it is good for financial issues. It's good for luxury, comfort, romance, love. And also what you have to see is that what is nice in October is that both the benefics are in dignity. Jupiter in Scorpio, Venus in Libra, both are happy where they are. So this is also good. What I've noticed is that when two planets are in dignity, then our life experience is much better than if they were not. Sun in Libra. It is an annual foray into Libra, and Sun is debilitated, and it is usually the furthest from Earth as well. And this is why we have many festivals when Sun is in Libra, because we are being remembered to uplift our energy, not to go sink into the negative, darker part of Libra. Sun represents energy for everybody. It represents the soul. So as far as our energy is concerned, we feel out of sorts, and we don't feel totally up to doing things. We are always trying to decide, should I, shouldn't I, because Libra is not very decisive. Now, Sun will be in Libra from 17th of October to 16th of November. And it is important to remember that the first part of Sun in Libra is quite good because Venus is there. Venus leaves Libra on 27th of October. And therefore, Venus will be, then Sun will be on its own. So it shows more weakness. Before that, Venus is supporting it. And if you're Leo, then this is not the easy transit for you. But it happens every year. I think of Sun in Libra as a part of Sun's energy, because the thing about the Sun is that it moves in the same sign every year, and it is at the same place every year. So that means that even Libra is part of the experience that we must learn. Sun does go near Venus, but doesn't combust it. So except for a combustion of Mars, it is not combusting anything. Now, let us look at the difficult transit of this month, and that is Mars and Saturn. Mars and Saturn are both in 4-10 house from each other. So Mars in Virgo aspects Saturn by its fourth aspect, and Saturn in Sagittarius aspects Mars by its 10th aspect. So there is a mutual aspect, and aspects is something I've been meaning to make a video about. I will make it in the next few weeks or months, really. So aspects are very important because they color the quality of how we experience it. Now, one of the things important to remember is that who gets affected by this aspect. Mostly the aspect will be if you are Aries or Scorpio, Capricorn or Aquarius. And aspects I always feel are like outside people that are bothering you. And this Mars Saturn is like a frustrating aspect. By transit, I have noticed that it is obviously aspecting other houses as well, but because they're mutually aspecting, it can create some volatilities, tension, difficult situations. So those of us who watch astrology and watch the transits know that it's a time to step back and not plug into the situation. But definitely Mars can bother Saturn, and Saturn will bother Mars. And other planets are all moving away, but first half of the month, Sun is also in Virgo. So Sun also gets affected by Saturn's aspect. Moving on to looking at the signs. Now, a couple of things to just remind you again. You can look at it from your ascendant sign, from your moon sign, because this is a question I'm asked all the time. So I've decided I should remind you every time. So look at it from your ascendant, from your moon sign. And then also it is important to remember, and what I have found is that the planets, as they're moving, the most important transit to watch is the transit of your Lagna Lord. Because if your Lagna Lord is strong, then you have the capacity to deal with the other transits. You don't get all stressed out. But if your Lagna Lord is either weak or it is having some negative aspect to it, then you will definitely feel it. So remember that watch every time how your Lagna Lord is doing. The other important factor is that the transits are happening all the time. And some of you say, Mercury is only 3 weeks long transit. Why bother about it? Actually, you do need to bother about every transit, because it's a small thing that can change your mind and it can upset your energy. It's not big things. So it can take only 1 minute to create a problem. So if we are aware and living in awareness, not in fear of the planets, that is the best thing to do. So let's see Aries. Now, Aries is getting both blessing and difficulty, because the blessing is that Venus is in the 7th house. So relationships are strong. It is creating a Malavya Mahapurusha Yoga, and it is positive energy. However, Mars, your Lagna Lord, and Moon Lord is under aspect of Shani. And Mars is also in the 6th house. So you may feel that you're under a lot of struggle. And then Saturn is transiting your 9th house. So you're not always open to suggestions or what people are telling you. So sometimes these problems are self-created. But I would say that just be calm and take this energy as it comes, because there can be times where you feel very heated up or stressed. Then Taurus. Taurus has got Venus is strong, but it is in the 6th house. So sometimes people tell me that for Taurus, Libra is not such a good transit, because 6th house is house of obstacle, and sometimes you're somebody at work, some women at work can be an obstacle to you. You don't always enjoy that energy. So this may not be 100% positive transit for you, although Jupiter is in your 7th house of relationships. So it is supporting relationships, yet you may see some difficult energies. Mars Saturn doesn't affect you directly unless you are experiencing Mars or Saturn Dasha. So the Mars Saturn conjunction, because Mars rules your 7th house, and Saturn aspecting it can create some problem regarding relationships, some outside interference. Avoid and ignore that if you can. Gemini is experiencing Venus in their fifth house, which is positive energy, and Mercury is strong as well in the fifth house, creativity, ideas, more positive energy for you. And Jupiter is in your sixth house, so you're not really have not benefited from Jupiter's transit. And Mars is aspecting your seventh house and Saturn is there. So there can be some issues regarding relationships. Cancer, we have Venus creating a Mahapurusha Yoga, fourth house, Malavya Mahapurusha Yoga. So opportunity and blessings of the goddess are there for you. Home, happiness, good relationship with mother-like figures, general prosperity at home. Jupiter's in the fifth house. So I say both those aspects are really strong. Now, Mars aspect on Saturn affects your seventh house mostly. So watch out for argument with spouse. That is the thing. Leo, I feel this is not an easy month for you, especially the first half of the month, because both Mars, which is a good planet for you, and Sun, which is your Lagna Lord, are under aspect of Saturn. And then after 17th of October, Sun goes into its debilitation, and 24th of October, its exact debilitation. So, you are not at your best for this October, and it is better not to make any important decisions, to be careful that you're not cutting corners or trying to resolve things quickly. I think it's best to be, see two sides of the argument, and if possible, to wait after 16th of November. Secondly, it's a good idea to think about your health and some health regime. Are you walking, sleeping, eating properly, all those things? And that is important because it happens every year. It's not a big crisis, but it is important to honor this energy. Now, Virgo, Libra, Venus is in the second house of money, and financial energy is quite good. So think about saving, opportunities. Mercury is also there, and later on Sun also comes there. That means money area is very activated for you. So think about your finances, be positive about it, and that is the best way to deal with it. Jupiter is in your third house, so third house is confidence and courage. And Jupiter is actually going to go into the fourth, making way for more happiness and more contented life. So waiting for November is good for you. Libra, you are having the best time. Venus is in the Lagna, Malavya Mahapurusha Yoga, very, very positive. I'm going to make a link here for Malavya Mahapurusha Yoga. You can listen to that video as well. But this happens once a year for you. And this is the time to make opportunities, develop ideas, what you want to do. You're confident, you're able to deal with whatever life is throwing at you. There may be some friction in marriage and relationships or spouse, because Saturn is aspecting Mars. So Mars is your seventh house ruler. Jupiter is in Scorpio, second house of money. But I think the main thing is this, that Venus being in the ascendant or in your moon sign, it is in a very good mood. And therefore, he's giving you the courage and confidence, and you're not going to be so bothered about the things that are bothering, because you can easily manage them. Scorpio, last month of Jupiter in Scorpio, even though your Lagna Lord is being aspected by Saturn, don't allow that to spoil this last month. This is a month to enjoy, to expand, to reap the benefit of Jupiter in Scorpio. And there will be some blessings for you. And especially if you're ascendant or moon is in later degrees of the sign, then even more so. But despite that, I think Scorpio are in for a treat for this month, and so enjoy it. And little niggly things don't pay so much importance to. We have to learn how to prioritize and see what is positive. So that Jupiter is the key planet for you. Sagittarius, still, Saturn is there, Ketu is there, and they are separating now. So you're not getting that double whammy effect, which is the conjunction, but still, it's not the easiest month for you. Jupiter, your Lagna Lord, is in the 12th house, and next month it's coming finally that you'll get some relief. It's going to come into your Lagna and improve the situation for you. And Venus, which is in your 11th house, and Mercury's there, so opportunity for money and finances as well. Capricorn, now because Mars is aspecting all month, you may feel very aggravated, and also because Lagna Lord Saturn is in your 12th house. So you don't feel totally comfortable. And Mars is ruling your 4th house, so it may be connected to home. And also Mars is transiting 9th house, which is Guru or advice. So you're not open to advice. He's blocking that area. I would say, this month is easier than last month because Saturn, Ketu are splitting, but still it's not at its best. Jupiter in the 11th is giving you financial opportunities, but Venus is the key. He's your Raja Yoga Karaka. He's the best planet for Capricorn. He's strong this month. It's in the house of career, opportunities. So that is where you have to focus. Again, prioritize and understand some irritation is there. Some things are not going according to plan, but focus on what is happening and what is working well for you. Aquarius, Venus in the 9th house, very positive, very good, but you also have Mars aspecting Saturn. So you may feel aggravated too, because you may feel impulsive and wanting to do things instantly, and wanting some issue regarding work, and it can be self-generated, because you may think that you want to make some changes. You don't like making changes, but there may be some changes. But two important things are there. Firstly, this is the last month of Jupiter in Scorpio, so there's a lot of opportunity coming your way regarding work. But end of the month, it can be a little bit wobbly. So be careful right towards the end, 31st to going into November. And then secondly, focus on what is positive. Your 9th house, study, education, good luck, higher mind. And general, I would say there are opportunities for you, more opportunities than difficulties. For Pisces, they are in a very good state because Lagna Lord Jupiter is in their 9th house and going on to the 10th house. For Pisces, just watch out the end of the month when Jupiter is going to go gandanta, and from 31st of October to 8th of November. And I put a link to the Jupiter video I made a few months ago. You can watch that as well. But Venus is in the 8th house. It can be some unexpected money. You're not really benefiting so much from Venus's quality. And Mars is your best planet. So Saturn's aspect on Mars can be bothersome for you. Just watch out for your finances. Watch out for advice. You may you may not listen to the right advice. So that would be a good thing for you to think about. So that is it. Remember to subscribe and to share my videos as well. And thank you.